Hi everyone, I'm going to show you my design process that I do for the spoonflower challenges. This one was for the farmers market challenge that they had back in March 2026. First I read the prompt and then I summarize it with bullet points to help me decide what I want to include. I know I wanted fruits, veggies, bread, flowers, and jams. Next I lay out where I might want the motifs. Now I am sketching the designs. I'm just doing a rough sketch. I'm not trying to be perfect at this point, just giving an idea of what I want. Then I lay them out seamlessly and fill in the empty spaces. I start off with the shapes to give me an idea of how big my motifs are going to be, and then I just sketch it out. Here is the pie table, and I fill in more empty spaces with shapes to give me an idea of the size. Here's a basket full of fruit, adding some little flowers to fill in that space. I wanted to add in a sign, so I filled in that space with a fruit sign. Now I'm going over with a black outline. So I'm doing this to clean up my sketches. So I'm just going over all of my sketches, just making it look neater and clean. I really love this part because I love drawing and I really see how it looks once it's all cleaned up, and it reminds me of a coloring book and gets me excited to start coloring it later on. So unlike the sketches where it's rough and I'm not too careful, this time I try my best to be as careful and neat as possible, because sometimes I keep the black outline with the final design because I like the way it looks. So I'm just going over these veggies, just making sure I include all the little details because it'll make it easier to color. So I'm just doing that now. It's a little bit of a process because I'm being careful and trying to be as neat as can be. So, and it's my favorite part, so I like to really take my time because I enjoy it. So just drawing in these little flowers, really seeing it come together, adding these little flowers to fill in the space. Now it's time to color. I wasn't sure about what background I wanted the color to be, so I just left it with this yellow. I ended up not keeping the yellow because I didn't like how it looked with some of the browns and greens, so I changed it in the end. But I try to keep similar colors, like maybe 2 shades of red, a couple blues, a couple greens, so they all flow together nicely and it's not too busy to look at. So I'll have like a couple greens, blues, reds. I also like to add in some highlights and shadows. Here I changed the background. Here's another part I like to do is to check out my design on mock-ups. These are from Spoonflower. There's some other mock-ups you can get online. So I ended up placing 200 out of 1,570 designs that were submitted for the challenge. For me, that's a win because my goal is to place in the top 100. And in 200, it's pretty close, so I know I'm moving towards the right direction. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this or if you have other video ideas that you would like to see. Bye. Thanks again. See you in the next one.